Hello, I'm making a very short video today about my experience of being a digital slave for more than 20 years. A partial digital slave. I'm not fully enslaved yet, and I hope I never am. First of all, I'm going to quickly quote some quotes from Ray Kurzweil and Dr. Yuval Noah Harari, who are both neuro weapons experts. First of all, Ray Kurzweil, who's an American futurist and author of The Singularity is Near. And I will put the video where this quote came from and where the other quotes came from under this video. And I'll also put the actual quotes under the video in case you want to copy them and paste them elsewhere, because they're very important. And this Ray Kurzweil said this: these nanobots, these blood cell-sized devices, will be going in our bodies, and we will have some go inside our brains through the capillaries non-invasively. They will be interacting with our biological neurons, and they will put our brains on the internet, and they will also enable us to enter a virtual reality environment from within our nervous system. If I want to go into a virtual reality environment, the nanobots will shut down the signals coming from my real eyes and my real skin and create the signals that will be appropriate for the virtual environment, and then it will feel as if I am in that environment. They have often done that to me over the years, and I'll explain it in a few minutes. But I want to quote from Dr. Yuval Noah Harari next, who is an Israeli public intellectual, historian, and professor in the Department of History at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and he is also an advisor to the World Economic Forum, to Klaus Schwab, who runs the World Economic Forum. And he said, humans are now hackable animals. Today we have the technology to hack humans on a massive scale. Data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elite may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself, because once you can hack something, you can also engineer it. And I have been engineered myself. And I'll continue the quote. He said, what may be the most important development of the 21st century is the ability to hack human beings to go under the skin and collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. And the following is a quote from the movie The Matrix. Real is simply electrical signals interpreted by the brain. And the following is another quote which can be found on the same linked video that I'm going to put under this post, under this video. If we have algorithms that stimulate the right things and give it the right data, then we can reprogram you in a way without you even knowing it. Our politicians and police and military and medical professionals have all been reprogrammed. And now they believe things that are not true. And then he also said, we call it hallucinating, but these would be controllable hallucinations run by algorithms. So you'd think you were in control of your own will, but it is actually some evil artificial intelligence or evil people controlling everything we do, and we are more like zombies. That is indeed true. They can send algorithms, pre-programmed algorithms, into my brain anytime they like, making me experience things I don't wish to experience. And then at 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the same video, because it's just the one video, targets and mind control victims have their minds linked up for life with conscious supercomputers which send a steady stream of bidirectional low-frequency electromagnetic radiation to the target's brain. What people have to realize is that these targeted individuals are basically the test stage for rolling out all of this madness out to all 7 billion of us on the planet. What that means is whatever I've experienced over the past 20 years, they're planning to send it to your brain and body over in the future if we don't take down the infrastructure that allows them to do this. So take down the infrastructure while you still can. Because if you don't take it down now, in the future, your body will be immobilized and you won't be able to move. If you try and take it down, then you will be rendered immobile. So you only have a small window of opportunity to free yourself from enslavement, from digital enslavement. And these people are sadists. Now, I just want to go through something that was said here by Ray Kurzweil. He said, they will put our own brains on the internet and they will enable us to enter a virtual reality environment from within our nervous system. If we want to go into a virtual reality environment, the nanobots will shut down the signals coming from your real eyes and your real skin and send other signals that will be appropriate to the virtual reality experience they want you to experience. So they can send data into my brain and body to make me see what is not there, to make me feel what is not there, and to make me hear what is not there. And they can send heat or cold also. And they can send immobilization of my muscles and forced muscle movement. And you don't seem to realize that's a problem because your brains have been reprogrammed to be totally passive and accepting of this, when in actual fact, it's sadistic enslavement, digital enslavement. So I don't want to say this because it upsets me, but I will say it because I just want to wake you up. You think that these virtual reality experiences that we can be sent into our brains by pre-programmed algorithms are mild. They are not mild. They are pornography and everything else worse than another, and they can hurt you. They can hurt your area below your waist. And they can make you feel hands on the cheeks of your ARSE. And they can make you feel the hands on the cheeks of your ARSE. They can make you, and they can even do it when you're outside your own home. You don't even have to be submerged in artificial electromagnetic radiation to make it happen. And I'll tell you why. Because we are generating some kind of energy every time we move our muscles. And they tap into that energy and they use it against us. So you can be made to feel as if someone is touching you when you're out walking in nature. And you can be made to feel someone is touching your private parts while you're shopping in a grocery store. And this is the truth, and this has often happened to me. And I'm warning you, take down the infrastructure that allows these evil men, that allows evil men and evil women to enslave us and torture us and genocide us at their will. Take down the infrastructure now. So they also send data into my brain to make me hear messages, so audible messages, but they're sending data into your brains to make you hear subliminal messages because they have reprogrammed you not to take us seriously. When I say us, I'm talking about targeted individuals who are the test subjects. So anyway, I just want to tell you what they said recently to me. Well, they're always talking to me. But I write down some of what they say. So at 9:15 a.m. this morning on the 22nd of August 2023, which is a Tuesday, they said, we will be molding her soon. And I said, what does molding mean? But they wouldn't tell me. And it just sounds frightening anyway. And then at between 20 and 25 minutes past 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time this morning, they said, I am going to rape you someday. That was the 22nd of August 2023. At 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean, at between 20 and 25 minutes past 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. One of them said, a man's voice said, I'm going to rape you someday. So that's very frightening to me. And if he ever tries to rape me, he would probably immobilize me first, so I wouldn't be able to block him. He'd probably immobilize my muscles first, but if he didn't, he'd be in trouble because I would fight back to the death. So then, later on, I was thinking thoughts to myself. I live alone, so I was thinking aloud because they've stimulated my brain to think aloud sometimes. And I was only thinking about something mild. And then a nasty voice said, she acts like she is the first one who ever thought of that. And I said, why do you always say negative and hateful things to me? And he said, I am required to say something negative. And that was at 10 minutes to 11 a.m. again this morning. 10 minutes to 11 a.m. He said, I am required to say something negative. And I then asked, who or what requires you to say something negative? And I got no response because we have intra-body nanonetworks inside our bodies, but we have intra-brain nanonetworks inside our brains. And everyone can be externally controlled now, and they can be reprogrammed, because lots of our politicians started out hating the New World Order cabal and only wanting to protect their own countrymen and women from enslavement by the New World Order cabal. But the intra-brain nanonetworks is injectable. You inject it into the vein, and it goes all over the body and brain, and then it self-assembles into an intrabrain nano network. And once it's in there, the brains of the politicians, the police, the military, medical professionals, or anyone can be stimulated or suppressed. Parts of their brains can be stimulated or suppressed in either individually or collectively, so that they will only believe what the New World Order cabal wishes them to believe. And I have gone, where's the keys that you lost? Okay, so I have to stop making the video now because someone is asking me a question.